I don't always review indie movies, but when I do, they star Krysten Ritter. Hey everybody, Sexy Matt the Pharaoh Wizard here, doing something slightly different, but not totally different if you follow my show, but I'm gonna be reviewing an indie movie this time.
Independent films are those black and white hippie movies. They're always about gay cowboys eating pudding.
I have done this, I think, 3 times before, and it's something I'm gonna be trying to do a little bit more often because, let's face it, everybody and their brother and their brother's mom is doing a review of Wonder Woman these days, so just trying to do something a little different. So this time I'm reviewing The Hero. What did I like? What did I dislike? Let's find out. So The Hero is brought to us by Brett Haley, who's done a bunch of shorts, but his only full-length movie has been I'll See You in My Dreams, which I haven't seen yet. So the overall plot of The Hero is Lee Hayden, an aging actor who's only known for, doing Western movies and is in the back end of his career, is dealing with being in the back end of his career and how he fits in the limelight of the world and how he interacts with his family and where he is in life and the life of an aging actor who's known for specific roles. It's very much a character-driven movie, so let's just talk about the characters. So Lee Hayden is played by Sam Elliott, everyone's favorite mustache.
No, with great mustache comes great responsibility.
So in a lot of ways, Sam Elliott is playing himself, obviously by my description of the movie. But it's a little bit more than that. But they do, of course, make pretty much a blatant beef, it's what's for dinner joke.
Lone Star barbecue sauce, the perfect partner for your chicken.
But it's a lot more than him just playing himself. I think this is a lot of Sam Elliott's best work. You really connect with this character. Basically, the entire movie follows him. There's not one scene without Sam Elliott in it, and it's his story. But it's just done very well. He really connects with you. Like, that's just the way it is. Like, the way he interacts with people, the way he's dealing with his station in life is really good, and he really connects with you. Sam Elliott you sometimes forget, because he is typecast in, Western roles and the role of like the old mentor, like you forget he actually is a really good actor, and he proves it here. He does a fantastic job, really brings his A game, and I love it. He fits this role, obviously. It's kind of built for him, but he takes it outside of just playing himself and, really brings an extra element to it, and I really loved what he did. Now, his love interest in this movie is Charlotte Dillon, played by That 70s Show's Laura Prepon, who has had the best career out of anyone from that show. Now, first thing I gotta bring up, and it's probably terrible for me to bring up, but I don't know if it's because I haven't seen her in a while, or if it's her makeup, or the lighting, or what, but she is gorgeous in this movie. She looks absolutely stunning.
You're staring at me.
I like trying to figure people out.
So what'd you figure out about me?
Not a thing.
Yeah, she's just beautiful in this movie. I really couldn't get over it. Like, she has looked the best I've ever seen her, and yeah, it's great. Now, what I was worried about from the trailer of this movie is that she was going to be, your manic pixie dream girl. Basically Zooey Deschanel in every movie, but let's say Yes Man. But, she's going to come in and, change up your life and show you what you're doing wrong and really show you how to live life. And she's so quirky and weird, but you'll love her anyways, kind of thing. But she's not that. And I applaud the movie for not going down that route. She's much more of a real character, and falls into his life in an organic way and really plays off Sam Elliott really well and has some fantastic moments with him. And the way they bounce off each other is great. Laura really brings her A game to this. I love everything she did. And she was fantastic. Just fantastic. And then we got Jeremy Frost, played by Nick Offerman, who, if you haven't seen his regular life persona or how he normally acts in life, he plays something really different. He is a pothead drug dealer, junkie kind of guy, but is this big goofball. But really, if you've seen Nick Offerman on talk shows and things, he is just a big goofball. He just always seems to play deadpan characters. But this time he gets to play his goofball character, and it's a lot of fun. He adds some much needed levity to this movie, and has also some more great moments with Sam Elliott. But breaks up how serious this movie is, and I wouldn't necessarily call him the comic relief, but he adds a lot to this movie, and I really like what he did. Nick Offerman is fantastic, let's face it. And of course, we get to the real reason why I saw this movie and why, it came into my focus. Krysten Ritter playing Lucy Hayden, Sam Elliott's daughter in the movie. Now, she is really only in it for maybe 3 scenes, but of course she is great, and I love her. But all joking aside and how much I'm obsessed with her, really, she has this amazing scene with Sam near the end on a beach, and I think it's some of the best acting I've ever seen from Krysten Ritter. It is one of the strongest moments she's ever been in.
You can't just decide to fix things.
Give me a chance to write another chapter.
Outside of anything from Breaking Bad or Jessica Jones, there is this one scene, I won't give too much away, but there's this one scene with her and Sam Elliott, and it's heartbreaking, but it's hopeful, and just both of them just create this tension, and it's so good. This is really some of Krysten Ritter's best work. She's not in it a lot, but she is fantastic in this. So what worked well about The Hero? Well, overall, it was just a fantastic script to this movie. There is not one wasted line. There's not a wasted subplot. It is very precise and encapsulated. There's nothing wasted. It is just well done. Everything in this script is needed to be there. So you hang on every word because there is nothing wasted. And I really like that. That's really a sign of a fantastic script, and I absolutely love that part of the movie. And it adds some really great emotional moments. Sam Elliott plays off everyone fantastically. Everyone brings their A game to this movie and just makes a solid overall movie. Just everything seemed to work about it. And of course, Sam Elliott just nails it in this movie. He is so good. He connects with everyone and just makes a fantastic movie. And his character is great. You're really rooting for him, but you feel for him, and it's just so subtle and downplayed, but it's just really well done. And I love Sam Elliott in this movie. And give the director a lot of props because a lot of the scenes are just beautifully shot. There's some great scenes of the beach and some dream sequences, and just everything about this is beautifully shot and really hangs on what you're seeing and adds a lot, making the camera definite character to build into this movie where the scenes are set up for a reason and it's shot this direction for a reason and brings a lot of purpose to it. And again, just really fantastic. I love what they did there. But no movie is perfect. Where does The Hero fall short? Really not a lot of places, but one thing I gotta mention, obviously it's a lot slower of a movie. There's a lot more empty, quiet moments. Now, going into this movie, if you accept that and know that, because this type of movie is going to have that type of thing, it's not necessarily a negative, but it is something I got to bring up. Compared to something like, Captain America Civil War, compared to this, Like, there's a lot more quiet moments. But just something to know and look out for. They are very well shot and needed moments, and they're there for a reason, but it's a lot slower and quieter movie. So, just throwing that out there. My biggest complaint, though, is the ending. And I think I say that about almost every indie movie review that I do, so maybe I just don't know how they should end, or I don't understand an artistic ending. But the ending to this movie is its biggest downfall. I won't get into it because it's a major spoiler, but I did not care for the ending whatsoever. So speaking of which, let's just go ahead and jump into spoilers. So jump to this time code here if you don't want any spoilers and you want to go into this movie fresh, but we're doing spoilers. So outside of him just being an actor at the end of his career, there is something that kicks this off, and that is he is diagnosed with cancer. It is something you find out early in the movie, but I didn't really want to bring it up because I want people to go into this fresh. But now I can talk about it. So he has not only cancer, but pancreatic cancer. And for me, that's a bit of a trigger and hit home a little bit. If you didn't know, earlier this year, my grandpa died of cancer, basically shitty cancer. And so that was a thing that happened. And my dad is a survivor of specifically pancreatic cancer, which this movie brings up. So a lot of the doctor talk that they do and the research that they show and things like that really hit home, as well as the way Sam Elliott's character deals with cancer. I feel like is the way I would deal with cancer, where it's just like, well, fuck, I don't want to deal with this. And I feel like that's how I would deal with getting cancer, and it's a very real way to show dealing with cancer. But it's not a movie about cancer. It's not, him getting sick and going through chemo and things like that. It's still more of a movie about an actor at the end of his career, but the jumping off point and kind of the MacGuffin to start the movie was cancer. And I think that was handled really well, and I like what they did there, but it did hit home for me for sure and gave me a lot of feels for sure. But let's discuss that ending that I had a problem with. So basically, it just ended. It just stopped. I don't know if they ran out of money. And again, another movie I reviewed did the same thing. And it's just like, there's no conclusion. There's no, there's no ending. It just ends. It just stops. They kind of talk about how he's got to tell his family about the cancer. But he's got this idea for a movie he wants to do. As well as, he kind of got his career going again. And it just kind of stops. There's this really beautiful scene of his birthday and celebrating it with Laura. But it just ends. And you don't know, if he got to make his movie or if he called his doctor and actually started treatments for cancer. He did talk to his family about it. And you see that in the movie. But you don't know what happens. You don't know if he ever got reconnected with his daughter. You don't really know what happens there, and it just sort of ends and leaves you wanting. And I don't like that, and I hate when movies do that where they just end. You gotta have some sort of conclusion to this. So yeah, again, it feels like they just ran out of money and were like, well, fuck it. Fade to black, we're done. And it was seriously the movie's biggest downfall and what I had the biggest problems with. It just ended. That was it. So, yeah. But let's wrap this up. So in the end, this is a fantastic movie. Very character driven. If you love a good character piece and, people dealing with emotions and things like that, this is a great movie for that. Every actor brings their A game to this movie, and it's fantastic. Outside the ending, everything else is just great in this movie. Beautifully shot, beautifully acted, and a great script on top of it. But the way this movie is and the way it kind of feels, I don't know if you need to necessarily go out and find it in theaters, but definitely In the end, I'm gonna say it's a rental. If you see it at Redbox, or if it ever hits Netflix, or if you see it on demand, see this movie. It is fantastic. Outside of the ending, but everything else is fantastic, and it's a great movie. I don't know if you need to necessarily see it in theaters, but it is something you should see for sure. So, yeah, I hope you guys like a little bit of a different review, doing an indie movie rather than something else, bringing to light something a little bit smaller in the world of film. And I hope to do more of these if you guys like it, especially. But I just want to see something a little different. And so I hope you guys like it. So let me know if you saw The Hero in the comments below. And go to their website, which I'll link in the description, to find where it's playing near you if you are out to find something a little different than outside your big budget blockbusters. So I'm Sexy Matt the Pharaoh Wizard. Until next time, hold on to your hold slots.